Welcome to the Concoction Podcast. Christian,
How you doing? Man?
Good.
How are you?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Can't complain. How's your week going so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
It's been a great weekend. Real Madrid lost against Barcelona twice. Not just once, twice. Got eliminated out of the Champions League. So it's not so weak.
It's a good week for the haters, huh?
Yeah. And plus, what's his name? Do you hear about Rush? Alan Rush. No, the quarterback that got for the Arizona Cardinals last year.
Rosen.
Rosen. Yeah.
Okay, what happened to him?
They're gonna trade him.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, already. So
hey, weren't the Broncos kind of interested in him?
I don't know. They're talking about. So that'd be cool if they bring it here.
If they bring it here.
Yeah, it's like a third round trade.
Gotcha. Cool.
You know, from the draft. So
right.
Go with Flacco. I think it'd be good enough. He don't have to worry about it like being the main guy.
The main dude, yeah.
So yeah, that'd be nice.
That's smart, man. That's smart. They were after him, so to get him years later for a lot less is kind of cool. Maybe they're used to this kind of thing. Didn't that happen with Brock Osweiler? He kind of fought with them and got his money somewhere else, and then showed up for
$1.
really $1, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Shows up later.
It works. I mean,
hey,
if they do that, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. We don't know if the guy's gonna be good or anything like that, but
right.
It seems like
it's making Elway look smart, man. I was like, yeah, I knew all of this was going to happen. Everybody just gets excited.
I knew it from the very beginning. the Cardinals won't like him and would drop him.
He's like, in fact, we had a deal. We said once you start sucking, we'll get you. Okay.
Just do it. Just do it 1 year. You'll be in our team. Oh, that'd be cool. The Colorado Rapids won the soccer game last weekend when there was a lot of snow. It was
a lot
crazy.
of snow. I was gonna bring that up, man. The coldest game. And Gabe, what up? Gabe here.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Gabe is in the shadows today. He was like, "Fuck these guys."
Our secret executive producer.
Yeah, just my voice today.
The coldest game in MLS history, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Although I saw another game too. Remember the U.S. against Costa Rica?
Right, and it happened here. It happened here in Colorado too. Do you think that was it had to be the coldest game in
national team play?
National team, and it was
there was way more snow.
I don't want to call it elimination. Qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers. Yeah.
There was way more snow than this game.
Way more, but probably this was colder.
Yeah, that's
because if for those of you that don't live in Colorado or don't know much of the snow, when it's actually snowing, it's not cold. It's when it stops that it gets really cold. And I think this Rapids game, although it was snowing, it was just not enough for it to not be cold. It was cold, man.
Yeah,
it was real cold.
It was crazy, but it seemed fun. I mean, as long as you're at home and watching on TV.
On the couch, it seemed really good. Yeah.
No. If you're in the stadium, I was watching it. I was like, yeah, there's no way that I would have stayed there. I would have just go to the bar and watched the game at the bar.
Did you get the percentage of how cold it was, or was it -6 Fahrenheit? I think.
I don't know. I know
it was something ridiculous.
It seemed cold.
It seemed cold.
That was cold enough to me. That was cold enough to me not being up there. So it was like, but it was cool. I mean, they won. So
plus, it was did they win? I thought it was a dramatic tie.
No, it was a tie. My roommate went. Yeah.
He went. He was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably I only saw the Colorado Rapids goals.
Right.
Yeah, it was 3-3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was a last 5
towards
minutes.
the end, you scored or tied it. I should say.
Son of a bitch. So forget about that part. That's a fucking stupid game.
That's crazy, man. But shit, dude. If I were on the Rapids and they tied last minute, and I'm sitting in -6 degree weather, I'm happy, man.
They were losing now.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were the whole time. They might have been losing 1-0. 2-1, that thing, they were coming back the whole time. Did your roommate have a lot of stories, or was he just trying to survive?
Yeah, just trying to survive. Yeah, like just being out in the cold and him just like, dang, how are fools drinking beer? It's so cold.
Right.
It's cold.
I'll be
don't know.
taking shots of
Right.
tequila or something to at least make me think that I'm a little warmer.
There's
It's like
it's not a bad idea.
it's not for real, but at least you think you're.
You think, yeah.
you're
Just
warm.
like the homeless do when they get drunk and die in the cold. They thought they were warm
They thought they were safe.
because alcohol does something, right? It does make you feel warm or not cold at least.
Yeah, not cool. Oh, probably like a placebo type
The
of
placebo effect,
thing.
yeah.
The you think they're,
Yeah.
but
That you own the world. You're just drunk and you got this.
that you're a brave man. That you know how to fight or how to dance.
Now, here's a secret to Bronco games and like outdoor games and stuff. Go to the restroom and pee a lot, man. So when the Bronco games, when we've been there and it's cold, I think I take a little extra, like 4 trips just to survive. Yeah, because we've been to a few cold games, man.
Yeah, I think remember the 2015 when they were going for the Super Bowl.
Right.
One of the games was like -10 or
Minus 10.
15.
The Cincinnati Bengals, right?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
we were
fucking
there. That was
cold.
cold, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember that day we showed up, or at least I thought I was ready for the game. As soon as I reached those little street vendors that are selling like arts and crafts gloves, I bought everything, man. I bought gloves, I bought scarves.
3 gloves and 1 tamal.
And even then, the tips of my fingers were like ridiculously cold, man. Yeah.
2 gloves and a burrito, please. No, it was cool. I was prepared. I was a bunch of sweaters and a big jacket and
Right.
gloves. When I saw you, I was like, "Dude, you're not gonna be cold." Like,
Yeah.
I know you can handle it, but damn, like,
You saw me the way we look at girls when it's club night, -10, and everybody's wearing a mini skirt without a jacket. All the guys' eyes are just like, I mean, I'll appreciate it once we're inside, but for now, I'll give you the judgmental look. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
yeah. Kudos to them
Right.
to keep it sexy.
But you warm up. What about like maybe this one is for you, Gabe. What about skating? I know you like skating. Do you warm up? Like if obviously no ice or no snow on the ground, do you warm up through skating? Like
Yeah, you just keep going, and obviously just, I don't know, you get that heat, you sweat and stuff. But
right.
I don't know, as long as you're doing it, yeah, you warm up
Oh, okay, cool.
or just
Yeah.
cover your head.
Yeah, it works. That's what I was telling my mom. She gets mad because I don't. I'm not always like a jacket kind of guy and stuff. And I said, since I was little, you just got to give yourself 5 minutes in the cold and your skin kind of falls asleep. But I got that look on her like I'm about to slap you. Like, not only is that like not scientific, but it's stupid.
You're like, your fingers get a little darker. But you don't feel anything.
I remember when I lost my thumb, it was black and it was good.
It's all right.
Survived.
No, but it is true. Anyone that was born or raised since it was little here in Colorado or any state where it's really cold in the winter, it can handle the cold a different way.
Right.
Like I like the cold, but I can't handle it like my nephews or like you. Like I need my jacket. Plus, I do love jackets, so I don't mind that.
Is it a style thing for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but I can handle it better than a lot of people, But I see my nephew; he's a little sweater and good to go, and I'm like, here, holy shit!
Right. Right.
but yeah, I think it's normal.
It's not bad. I was gonna give you guys and maybe our listeners a little update. So you remember the story we did on our little hero fighting the mountain lion?
Oh yeah.
The results of the lion's death and stuff, the actual scientific cause of death came back and they confirmed that our little superhero was right. He did choke it. He did stomp it. He did kill it basically with his bodily
Heavy
hands and everything, right? But here's the thing. He was a kitten, man.
Yeah.
So we already knew that, right? We knew he was
we
young.
Knew he was young.
But
Mhm.
they keep writing kitten and he's getting like dogged on. He's getting mocked and stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of not fair because kitten in lion, it's starting to look like kitten in a mountain lion term is still like a 40 pounder, 40,
Yeah.
40 50 pounder.
And then you see his face.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
that's a kitten.
Exactly. And then people get busted up even with the house cat. Like we were saying, like a house cat angry
Yeah.
could tear you up, man. You know?
Yeah, that's normal. So there are people that after work they'll brave.
Right.
They know like, oh, I would have done it too.
Look at that. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, you know you won. Don't lie. I'll be like, I don't know what I would do. I mean, if I'm by myself, yeah,
Right.
you know, I probably will fight it. But if I'm with somebody else, I would just throw that person.
But apparently there was more mountain lions in the area, man. There was he was found at like maybe 20 pounds, the dead mountain lion. So his weight was 20 to 25 pounds. That means something ate nearly half of him. And then they were saying that it had incisions from other mountain lions. And later they found his siblings, I guess, his cub siblings, and they took him to a sanctuary or something. But I'm like, man, it's a wild world out there, you know. You die in the mountain lion world, and your brothers are like, okay, at least we get a meal today, you know.
Yeah. That's when I love that some people say animals are better than humans, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean,
Animals are animals. What I will give animals though is they have. It would seem at times they have order. You know, they have more order. I know in one of our previous podcasts we had. I don't know who exactly it was. Possibly we had a guest, but it was mentioned as if, well, if this little kid, I guess the example was a little kid grows up in the wild. If you just let it go, it becomes an animal. It becomes a wolf, I think the example said. And then we were dealing with race at the time. So I thought, in my mind at the time, I was thinking, yeah, but a wolf isn't racist. Like at least the animals have their kingdom and they have their order. They have logic. They have, especially the wolf has their hierarchies and stuff, and they respect it.
yeah, but they hate on other animals too, I think. No.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's the criteria of hate.
I know we're good.
I don't know if they're like, oh, fucking monkeys.
Look
Hate those son of bitches. I don't know if that's the case,
Right.
but you know, it
It
seems
says,
like
look at that stupid rabbit.
oh, not again.
not in my house. Yeah.
Yeah, and that point was like more of fear of the unknown, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I think have you seen those documentaries about people who was racist at some point and they change when they start knowing the other people, like from the other races, like they start talking to them, they start knowing them
Right.
in a more personal way,
Right.
and they're like, oh, you're not as bad as I thought.
You're not as bad as I thought. Yeah.
So probably it can be seen that way, you know. Maybe it is like that. And the other part is, you know, if you're a little kid and you were born and raised in a house where your parents are racist, and they teach you that from very little, you're gonna grow up believing that, right?
Right.
So it's
right.
kind of hard, you know. I mean,
Like racism is a taught thing. Nobody's born racist. That is true.
yeah.
Do you feel like when it comes to racism, like the examples that you're given, do you feel like maybe you could rescue adults in the same way? Because it's a taught thing, right?
Yeah.
Is there like you were saying,
rehab?
like a reformed racism? Like you gave good examples and you mentioned adults could change, but I'm like, when you've learned that your whole life, do you think they can really change? Is there, what do you think, Abe? Can an adult maybe reform themselves out of racism? What would it take? Like,
I don't know what would it take, but I
Yeah.
think they can do it because it's a choice,
it's always a choice,
you
true.
know. And once you start knowing these people, you know, other races, and you're like,
Right.
oh, they're not bad. you know.
Maybe just being around them more.
Yeah, and
True.
it's like people in those cults. They're like, you know, they're like been brainwashed
True.
so much. They just know that they think that's the truth. You know, when they live the movements and those cults, they had to kind of go to like a mentally rehab type of thing. You know, they go to psychologist, therapy, things like that.
True.
Because it's probably not, it's not easy. You know, it's hard, and probably for people who's been racist all their life, they probably had to do something similar.
Right.
Plus, who knows how many, you know, their other people wants to kill them just because now they're no longer racist. Or who knows? And I mean, there's cases, especially in what's that south areas where
Right.
like,
So it's like a mind thing. So people going to these type of clinics would be, I guess, running into Yoda, right? You must unlearn what you have learned.
yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
so,
I
yeah.
agree. I don't, the levels of how easy or hard that is, that's where I'm like, I don't know. But I think you're right.
Yeah, because it's not easy to. That's probably one of the reasons why it's so hard for people change. You know, the change just to change little
Right.
things. You know,
Right.
it's so hard because you're just like you get used to you're in this comfortable zone where like you don't, you know, you're feeling fine. You don't want to change anything because you're just fine. You feel good in there. You know, and when there's something new coming out, you're like, wait a minute, what is that? Why you want to change that? You know, it's like, and it's hard.
It's hard.
But when you do it, a lot of the time it goes well.
Yeah.
A lot of times it goes like
Just
shit.
be a
but-
little brave. Yeah. Change. We've mentioned it in the past. Like changes, any type of change is what makes it hard in relationships. Like end of relationships. I'll give you examples of like school, changing schools. Like when you have all your friends and then you go to a new school, that type of change. It's not related to racism, but like nobody likes change and
Yeah. But you don't like it because it's the
Yeah.
unknown.
the unknown.
Yeah, right. Once you move and then you start having more friends, you're like, oh, okay, this is not bad. You know, you're like,
It's not bad at all.
let's do it. So
Right.
yeah, cool.
True.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
What is going on up there?
I was gonna show this to you, man. This Wonder Woman Esquire magazine poster, and if you notice, I put it towards you, so you can enjoy as you speak.
Have some inspiration.
Now it'd be really bad if, as the camera shows you, you were just like dumbfounded, staring at the table.
I'm grabbing my leg.
At that point, I'd like quietly grab it and be like, "Okay,
Let's put it away.
this is coming down." Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, huh?
What did that?
I thought it was a really good concept, man. Who did it?
Yeah.
His name is right here. I don't know if you could read it.
Oh, Jamie
Jamie Tyndall.
Tyndall.
Yeah.
Man, there's some,
If you guys look him up, Jamie Tyndall, man, he's got awesome ones. I'm gonna start actually putting up here in the back wall. Just there's different versions. I think there's a Wonder Woman version with she's got like Rolling Stones magazine cover. They're apparently all like magazine covers, but it's a really good concept, man. Really unique. I think Storm, from the X-Men, Storm,
okay.
she's in front of the cover called Ebony. It, to play on words or whatever, but that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Man, there's some people very talented up there, huh? Shit.
Apparently extremely talented,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder why I wasn't born like that. I didn't have those skills. Well, I'm probably just lazy.
Do you think people are born with an art gene, like an artistic, like drawing this? Do you think? Because I've noticed some of my nephews draw really well, and they're really young. So like, I was never able to do that. Are people born with like a drawing gene when they're young?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of times probably the parents don't, it.
Cultivate it.
Yeah, and we never find out those things, But if you have a good parents, they will cultivate those skills. That's when we start knowing about little kids drawing amazing stuff. I have my niece; she's really talented, and I see her draws, and I'm like, holy crap! Man, I'm still making the sun in a corner. That's how dumb I am. Like, and yeah, still making an 8 to make a cat or a pig.
What about you, Gabe? Do you think you're born a drawer, born with that kind of gene?
Guy must have some, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know if you're born with it or I don't know. There's just something there and you feed off it, but I don't know. If
right.
It's just, oh yeah, it's there. I don't. Yeah.
It's one of those things, right? You could say they're born with something. They say people are born gay. You could be born with an artistic gene. Like a lot of who we are, I guess we're born with it.
Yeah.
Initially, I guess.
And probably you can, if you're not born with that, you can probably, get to it.
Right.
It's like good example would be the two soccer players. Like we always compare, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is an unbelievable player, but he's more like he made himself to become a player.
Very true.
Messi is kind of like he wake up and start playing. That was it.
A natural kind of guy.
Yeah. So I think that can happen. That can happen probably in a lot of art and music. There's people that just like in music. There's just guys that can grab a guitar or any instrument and start playing like nothing. Like they know it all their lives. They make unbelievable songs.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I've always said Cristiano Ronaldo was a self-made kind of guy and Messi was a natural talent. Mm-hmm. For those of you that need like an example that might be comparable, I guess an example I like to give is Emmitt Smith, the Dallas Cowboy running back, ex-running back, and Barry Sanders. So if you watched or grew up to watch those two players, you would see that Barry Sanders was your natural guy. Like it was a pleasure to watch him. It was like magic on the field. And Emmitt Smith, although he got a lot of the records right, but it was more of a self-made kind of talent. A self-made
go to the gym.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Like he got himself there. And Barry put in the hard work too, but you could just see that Barry's was more natural.
It's like a different type of work.
A different kind of work.
It's like they don't like the other guy had to probably spend 3 hours in the gym. The other one would spend only like hour and a half or two.
Right.
It's like a little bit easier, I guess.
So like Messi and Barry Sanders just perfected what was already given to them. Just kind of like sculpted it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And these other players built it. Like whatever they became, they built it from the bottom to the top.
But to see, that's a good example, like how you need to have like parents or somebody who can see that talent in you, and be like, yeah, let's do it. I believe on you. Like in Messi case, I know his grandma was the one, like, no, you need to go play and get you in different teams and stuff like that, kind of pushing him to play. Imagine if grandma would be like, soccer is stupid, what you're doing, like go study, like
right.
He's probably would just be selling candies in Argentina right now.
Did you ever hear any of that growing up? Like, don't do sports, read a book kind of deal?
No. Well, there was not too much technology, so there was not much to do. So our parents, the only things to keep us entertained was sports.
Encouraged you to get the hell out of the house. Huh?
Yeah, so that was not too many choices back in the day. So yeah. But no, I never hear that. I mean, you always hear the typical things like you need to study, you should become a doctor, engineer, things like that. But yeah, no. I'm more stupid than them, so I was like, fuck it, I don't need that.
You're like, I don't need that. Now, buy me a soccer ball.
Do you hear about that guy who was sued? He sued his parents because he was brought to this war without his permission.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Oh my
it really
God.
happened. I mean, he's gonna fail, of course, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, who knows? Now these days, you never know. But imagine you're like, why?
Is that as bizarre as getting emancipated
Oh,
from your
probably.
parents? You know that's possible, right? To
Yeah.
like get emancipated from your parents.
Yeah, imagine like I just can imagine like being like in a core, being like, hey, you brought me to this war. You never asked me if I'll be okay with it. Now I had to go to work, and I don't like that shit. Now you have to pay for my remember?
Now, imagine his parents throwing it back at him. Like, what do you think we asked for this? Like, who do we sue? Do we sue God? Because you're far from what we thought we would get.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. But I don't know what happened. I didn't follow it, but
Yeah,
it was just too funny to me.
that's funny, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did on that subject, do you feel like like growing up and stuff, most people tend to, or don't we all, right, at some levels blame your parents for certain things that you came up short with? Do you think that has any value to it? Do you think it should be allowed? Like, do you think that's a normal thing that we should like just blame your parents? Like, if something didn't come out right, if you notice flaws in character, like, how much do you think it's valid to like say to a parent? Because at this point, we're grown ass people, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, you had the choice to be better.
I think you can blame them like probably one time.
You get one get out of jail free card.
Yeah. After that, yes, you're making the calls. You know.
Right. I agree.
You're the one who's taking decisions, and it's up to you to be. You know. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of parents you have. You know, if you have parents.
Yeah.
But if you do have like a regular parents, they will, they will give you education, roof, food. That might be different.
Right. I get it, man. I get it. On my end, I feel like you're smart enough to realize the shortcomings that you might have because of your parents.
Yeah.
But
I guess my point is that it depends on the situation. It depends on what kind of parents you have. Like.
True.
So if you have the good ones, that they're, like I said, they give you everything, you probably can blame them once for whatever you're doing. But if you have a bunch of dicks, probably you're gonna
Good jerk parent.
Yeah, you're gonna grow up being a dick too. So
Yeah.
I mean, you might turn okay too.
Right. No, I think it's fair. I think everybody should self-analyze, right? So like, I think it's a good idea to recognize where you could be better, because you're supposed to be better than your parents. I think that's the way life should go, I think. Yeah. So if you're smart enough to analyze that, change what you think you could do better at, and don't be such a jerk, because you see that out there, man. A lot of people beaten up on their parents because of you, this, that. Just stop, right? Yeah. It'd be a lot better if you just learn from something and go from there.
Yeah. That's a very true statement.
Yeah.
Agree. Now, this is a proof that my glasses don't make me smarter.
I was gonna ask about that, man. You went for a new look today, huh?
Yeah. Just got tired of the contacts.
Yeah. They hurt your eye and stuff.
I just got lazy this morning. I don't
okay.
want to put it on. Like, fuck that. Just want to wear my glasses. And this is my thing. If I don't wear my glasses, I don't see shit. So
yeah, I
had to put something. I'm fucking blind. And so yeah. No, I'm like too lazy. Most of the stuff that I do is because I'm lazy.
I was getting my hair cut a couple days ago, And I wear contacts, but I also wear glasses. On this particular day, I was wearing my glasses. And for some reason, these ladies, these wonderful ladies at Great Clips always like take off the glasses, right? They're like, okay, put them down and I'll put them down. And if I go to a barber, the same thing, right? They obviously can't cut through your glasses, so they ask you to take them off. I take them off. I put them away. They do that. They remind me of my glasses, so they, in their mind, should know this blind bat can't see right. But no matter what, at the end of every haircut, they get the little mirror behind my head and they say, how does it look? Every single time I'm looking at a mirror that's all fuzzy. Like I could barely see like signs of what I am. But I go with the charade, man. I always nod my head and I'm like, oh, thank you. It looks great. And not until I get home do I actually see it. There's sometimes I get home and I'm like, fuck, man. like I should have said something, but like I kind of don't want to put them on the spot. It's like, you helped me with my glasses. Like, what do you think I'm looking at? Like,
Yeah, no, I feel you. I went to a barber last Friday, actually. First time ever went to a barber shop. It's pretty cool, actually. I can see why people like to go to, or guys like to go to the barber shop. I always complain about the other places like Great Clips, where the they start kind of trying to have a conversation with you, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it with my guts. I'm like, just want you to shut up and
just cut my hair.
My hair. Of course, that's just me. You know? But I went to the barbershop and that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, the sickness is coming out to me. So I went to the barbershop and the guys were like, as soon as I walk in, I was like, hey, how you doing, man? I was like, okay. I was like, cool, just have a seat. You want a cigar? I was like, no. I was like, thank you, though. They're like, there's beer up there. It's like, no, it's 10 in the morning. It's too early. I was like, the next time I'm going to come back in the afternoon just to have a beer here. And the guys were just chilling and talking about sports. And they have a pool table.
Right.
One of their guys was having a massage in those chairs, the massage chairs.
Yeah.
And smoking a cigar. I was like, this is awesome.
This is the life, huh?
This is a great place to get a haircut and shit like that. It's like, just got my beer trim and all that. I was like, this is pretty cool. I can see myself coming.
Right.
I don't mind the conversation with these guys.
Next time you need a nap, you just go there.
Because with these guys, it's different. They don't just want to have a conversation just because they're like type of customer service conversation.
Exactly.
You know? They're more like they're actually talking about because they feel what they're talking. They're talking about like the draft. They're talking about the Broncos. You know.
Right.
So they actually want to talk about that. You know when you go to Great Clips, I know they're nice and everything, but they're like the same questions all the time. How's your day going?
The mechanical question.
Yeah.
I'll do the Great Clips thing if it's convenient. Like if I'm in a hurry and like, cause there's a Great Clips every other block, right? So if I need to like stop and get my hair cut like now, I'll do that. But I'll do the barber when it's relaxed. And I was gonna tell you, you should have taken the beer, man. Take the cigar and and see if at the end of your bill would be like $92, and you're like, what?
No, it was too early for me. And I don't like cigars. I don't mind the smell.
Right.
Actually, the smell is pretty cool to me.
If it's not your personal lung working on it.
I mean, it's still secondhand smoker, I guess. But yeah, I don't. It was way too early for me for a beer, which is sometimes I don't mind it, but again,
right, a little too early.
Yeah. That's just crazy. There was back in the days. They will have beers in the morning, like a breakfast type of thing.
True.
Because water was dirty. And
right. Or they say in Europe, right?
Wine.
They'll have wine, or like in England, or if not Germany, you can have beer for lunch, man. You could definitely have beer for lunch, and it's not like taboo. Like you could definitely do it. So I think here you can try, but I'm sure you'd get in trouble, man.
I think there's some very few jobs that will let you do it.
They would let you do it, yeah. I know of a person that does work at a place where they commonly have beer, and it's kind of like a tech job, and they do have beer and stuff, but it has to be that kind of job. I think that hip Google-ish kind of job. Yeah.
And plus, it's just one beer, and I think that's the problem, because I had a friend who used to work at Coors Light back in the days, and he told me that they used to be able to have a drink, 1 or 2 beers at lunch, but there was, of course, always that one person that won't take 1 or 2. They will go for like 6. So one time, I guess this guy got drunk and driving from all the way from Golden, and got into an accident, and that's when they stopped doing that.
Oh, okay.
Because they were, they say it was their fault.
It's always that one person. Huh?
Yeah, there's always one that's gonna fuck it up for everybody.
Every single person.
It's like every time that you see a weird sign, a warning weird sign ads, because somebody did something. There's a story behind those weird ads.
Some happy camper just fucked it up.
Yeah. So,
man, that sucks. That would be cool though. Do you think you'd get tired of it though? Like if you work in the most delicious steakhouse in the world, I bet you within a month or 2 you're tired of steak. Yeah. So do you think if they like normal jobs would let you have a beer for lunch, have wine or something, maybe even a shot? If you did that every lunch, do you think within a month you'd be like, I've had it, enough beer? And the worrisome part about that is the next time you go out on the weekend and your friends are like, have a beer, in your mind you're like, no.
I think it becomes normal, no?
Yeah.
Because it's like, so beer is like water, it's like a juice. So
True.
I think you just would start treating it like that way. Probably in the very first couple months, you like, this is new.
Right.
And it feels like illegal, even if it's not. So you'll be like, having a beer probably every single day. But after that, after a few days, you're like,
it's not bad.
Yeah, just gonna have some water, just gonna have some juice, soda or something. It's like marijuana here in Colorado. I think in the very beginning there was more crazy, and everybody was just going crazy and shopping.
Right.
And now it's more like,
right. I think for locals, like actual locals, it was never bad, man. It was such a common thing that I didn't quite understand the hype of when people got excited for it, because it's always been around, especially in Colorado, and for locals it was more of a, okay, you finally legalized it kind of thing. Yeah,
I mean, it's like, if you think about it, we're talking about that it was illegal, so now that you're like, oh shit, look at, I have this one right here, and nobody can tell me shit.
Right.
So that's probably the excitement right there.
True.
That you're like, something that used to be illegal now, like I can walk with.
I can actually walk with it. True.
Yeah. So, but that's it. Yeah. There's nothing else. I mean, it was nothing for me. It was not excitement or anything like that.
Right.
When I went to Amsterdam one time too, and I was like, oh, cool. I mean, you can have marijuana, smoking in the coffee shops. But I didn't think it was like out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool to see like actually people in like with ties and dress, and like probably seems like they were working. They would go for like lunch, have a coffee and bread, and have one smoke and eat that and go back to work. That was cool. That was cool. I was like, that's nice.
Did you do any window shopping?
Nah.
No window shopping?
Nah. I was walking with my friend that I went with, and I was just telling her, look at them. They all like me. They want me. She was like, you're stupid. Nah.
It's a great place to get your self-confidence up, right?
Yeah.
Anybody paying attention to you that much, you're like, sweet.
I do that, man. If you're ugly like me, sometimes you have to do those little tricks like that, so that way your self-confidence stays up.
The best cure for insecurity is the strip club, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like a strip club. So like in Facebook, those fake accounts, they were sending you a friend request or post. You see the picture is like a beautiful girl. Like, that's right.
I still have it.
I know you want me.
Someone you recognize from an ad.
Yeah. I was like, Like, you know, you want me? I keep those fucking friend requests right there. I have like 6 in my Facebook account. Every time that my wife says something, I'm like, look, they're looking for me. I have options, so be careful.
As your wife says, yeah, I know. Now go buy some diapers and shut your mouth.
Shut up, you stupid. You know they're fake. I was like, don't kill my dreams, okay? Yeah, but you know, it's a fucking guy or some guy in India talking to you when
right, trying to get your credit card numbers.
Why you want my credit card? Just to say hi.
I thought you liked me.
Yeah, we can use the Skype. I don't have to pay for it. It's free. Like, nope. No, but yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I didn't want to do it. I mean. I don't know if I would do it in a different situation. I mean, to get the prostitute, you know, over there is pretty. It was funny to see guys coming out of those places. They were like, "Oh, relax."
That's funny. You said to get you clarified to get those prostitutes. Let me. I meant that. By window shopping, and it's funny that you clarified it, but there's probably some people out there that are like, what?
Just to make sure they know what we're talking about.
Right, let's get into real detail, right?
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool to see the guys coming out of the very happy and relaxed. You can see that we were walking there, and they were coming out of those places, and they would have big ass smiles
with their tie. Oh, my break is done. I got to get back to work.
Nah, there were a bunch of tourists, most likely. See their tourists, but they had their cameras and their short pants and tennis shoes. So like, I mean,
somebody should have told Robert Kraft, man.
Yeah, I still don't get why that guy was doing that, but. You know, I mean, it is legal over there, so
right.
You know, and it seems like I think my friend got to meet because we went out one night in Amsterdam, and she met one of the prostitutes.
Okay.
Because we went to the red light district to have beer, and she met one, and yeah, she seems free. So I don't know how much freedom she had, but she seems free. So
she seems free, but. Not to you.
Yeah, no, not to me.
She's free, but not free.
No, but not free to me. Yeah.
She's mentally free.
Yeah, she was telling us a little bit about like they had to check almost every week or something, shit like that. Like there was a very difficult control.
Physically checked and stuff, tested.
And they've had to pay taxes and everything. So
really, well, I mean, it's a job, right? It's at that point, it's a real legal job. So
yeah. So that's when it comes like the moral thing, you know. Is that okay or is not okay when it's like that, you know? And when you have girls that actually walk to the place and be like, I want to be a prostitute.
I want to do this, yeah.
Yeah. So are you be okay with that or like
me personally?
Yeah.
Well, each person decides on their own.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that you're gonna be a client. I'm you know,
or a worker, right?
Or we'll be broke in a week, man.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, would I be behind a window with my nipples against the window? No.
It'll be a little gross, but okay.
But all jokes aside, I think, like I've said in the past, like all of that part, that world and stuff, there's a thin line, man, because most victims of sex trafficking, prostitution, whatever the case may be, even in legal cases of prostitution, nobody starts knowing how to do that. Nobody starts extremely happy about that. It's not, I don't think it's like a normal thing, right? It's not a normal societal thing. Yep. So at some point, everybody suffers. They all suffer in that situation, but they get better like anybody else, like a soldier, right? The first person you kill, I'm pretty sure shocks the hell out of you.
Yeah.
But after like the 4th, 5th kill or like the second battle you have to go to, I'm sure you get desensitized. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle when you come back from war, as it doesn't mean that a prostitute doesn't have issues or didn't have issues to begin with. They just got desensitized and they got better and good at what they do. So for me or you or anybody to judge, yeah, they're okay because they're good at it or they're happy right now, I don't know. Like each person should decide, right? And
Yep.
most of the psychologists they probably decide to talk to at some point in their life can tell you maybe it wasn't worth it, but I'm nobody to judge that.
Let's get the trophy. Yeah.
Right. Everybody gets a ribbon.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Gabe? Pro prostitution? I'm just kidding. No, but it is true. It is it's weird. When I was there, I saw signs in the street that was too funny to me. It was like, "Do not buy drugs from illegal sellers." That was the most Amsterdam sign that you can see. I was like, that's pretty cool. And they will show the numbers, the statistics. Like 10 people died in the last summer for buying drugs for illegal supply.
It sounds like the NFL. It sounds like the NFL here in America, the way they protect their game, their sport. They're like, don't buy from scalpers. And then they'll put all these signs that scare you from doing that, or don't buy merchandise that's not official NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sitting there at the gates, man. And if you have obviously a T-shirt of the team that's not quite up to par, they'll make you flip it over, man. They'll make you take it off, and it's like,
Damn.
what is this? Like a gang? Like literally what you just described,
Yeah.
but the NFL protecting their game, their name, their teams. It's like, what
it's
the
a business. It's a business.
True.
That was very interesting to see, like, how open they are with the drugs and how easy, you just pretty much walk in and you can find any type of drugs over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Amsterdam, yeah. I'd like to go, man. I'd like to go. That would be cool. That's really cool that you got to go.
Yeah. Colorado's becoming the new Amsterdam,
The new Amsterdam, yeah.
So I hope so. I think it will be fine. Probably more people will start moving here, but not until California approves the same thing and they can stay there when it's warmer.
I know,
Yeah.
man.
There's a bigger place so they can stay there. Yeah.
I'm hoping somebody approves something because this traffic is getting gross.
Yeah.
This Colorado Metro Denver traffic is getting disgusting.
So here it's still okay. It's not as bad as LA or anything like that.
It's not as bad, but it's getting annoying. It's getting pretty bad. It's getting to the point where on a Tuesday morning, afternoon, you're always somehow behind someone. Like I'll get to like drive through Starbucks or something at the oddest hours where you would think most people should be working, and considering it would be my day off or I'm not working that day, it still annoys me that I'm behind like 4 cars and I'm like, gosh damn it, like where are you coming from? Why is there so many people? Yeah.
No, yeah, it's true. It's getting a little bit annoying, but still we're not as bad as LA.
Oh
LA
no,
is-
not even close.
Yeah. Remember being in LA and going a distance that was, my GPS was 30 minutes. It took me an hour just because of traffic. And the fucking highway was like 6 or 7 lines. I was like, how you can have so many cars?
And then it just changes suddenly too.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
From like 7 to like 5, or what do you mean it
I
changes?
don't know. It's like, say it's route. I don't know. I'm just making something up. Oh, this is route 17. Like you're on there. It's already splitting into something else. I'm
Jesus.
like, you never even knew, and it's like there's a split.
Yeah.
So I have the solution to that. When I was in Cali, I actually ended up getting so annoyed with the traffic, so annoyed, and I had a rental car. I started that left lane where you have to pay for it.
Mhm.
There was a moment that I got so mad that I said, never again. Like, I'm not going to wait for anybody. So no matter if I was going to go put gas, go to the next event, go to the game that I had bought, the concert, I was using that lane, man. And it felt good until I got that like budget or something sent me like a bill, or they told me they had charged my card for like $400. I'm like, gosh, damn it. Then all the fun ended, but I was like, jeez.
You're thinking like, look at
Yeah,
me,
and,
I'm
like,
being
on
smart.
top of that, there's like nowhere to park, man. This is ridiculous.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
True,
wow,
true.
there's like a whole 0 spots, and you got a circle. Right?
And they don't have water. Yeah, no, it's annoying. LA is annoying. LA, I think the other cities probably around there,
Right.
they're not as bad as
No,
LA.
San Diego was great. It's
Yeah.
easy to travel. You're right. LA is the biggie.
Our fucking city has like 20 million people in there, like in just LA, the metro area of LA, or something like that, or 13. I don't know. I don't remember, but it's something ridiculous like that. It's like fuck this, you know. It's like, god damn it. It's like,
20 million people. In
no, I don't know
one
if it's 20. Don't take me. Remember, we're
Right.
fact checking here.
We've
like-
only had one fact check this whole time. Gabe, how many people are in LA?
Can you check, please?
Let's count them. This
Let's
is
count 'em.
fact 2
Fact number 2.
out of 9,000 bullshits that we've said.
The very few true things. There. If it's not personal, everything else probably is a lie. And if it's personal, nobody knows if it's a true or not. So-
Right. Nobody knows until we do when we're crying in the shower, right?
But yeah, fucking LA is annoying. It's too much. At least for me, it's too much. I mean, there's some cool stuff too. You know, I like. Sometimes I do like the weather, but you got it.
Let's guess.
I
You said,
know it was 2016. So hold on.
Oh, hold on. Let's look. Quick guess.
I'll say 15 million.
In LA,
LA, just LA. the
just
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
15. Shit.
It has to be around that area, I think. What was in 2016? What do you
I
have
know.
in there?
Over 4 million.
Just the metro area?
I was, man, I should have said it. I was gonna say about 9. I was gonna say 9. Maybe it is 9, right? 2019, maybe 9 by now.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wait next year for the census.
Yeah,
Plus all the undocumented aliens they don't come.
right.
Who I think it's Josh Lopez or something. Somebody has a joke. It's a bit about it, but there's no way to have it right because every time they go to start counting in the house, they'll hide. It's only one person opposite.
one out of 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? I used to have a friend like, live in Atlanta. He lived with he was from Peru. And they used to live like that. Like they have a 2-bedroom apartment. They have like 10 people living there, and they have
Yeah.
those little spots.
Right.
And it was like,
It's survival, man.
Yeah.
Survival when you're trying to make it, right?
yeah. And he was like, "Why you don't have money?" Because because I'm paying a fucking full apartment. You're paying just for a little piece of an apartment. That's why you have so much money left from your check. It's like you're paying like $50 for the rent or something like that. I was like, "Whoa, yeah, makes sense." I'm paying for the full apartment, so
But it's starting to be like that. You don't have to be like like quote unquote alien or immigrant or anybody trying to survive, man. The rental prices here in Denver and living in New York, they have, no matter who you are, you have those kind of horror stories. Like, yeah, my rent was ridiculous and all I had was a bed coming down from the wall and that's it, man.
yeah.
Somewhere to wash my hands. And Denver apartment rental prices are getting to that level where you're like, you get enough to move around, but for what you're getting, what you're paying money wise,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, we're still doable to this point. I think it's slowed down a little bit in the last
True.
couple months.
It did. It really did.
So I think people are realizing that it's not as easy and it's fucking cold in the winter.
Mm.
I like go back to California. So, which is a good thing. I actually recommend to anyone who's listened to this, if you're here, just go back to California. You can still listen to the.
But why California? There's so many states all around us.
Oh, I don't know. Just California is warm, I guess.
You want them to have fun?
Yeah, of course. I don't want people to be upset or mad.
Go north.
Yeah.
Go North Dakota, South Dakota.
What the fuck are you gonna do over there? It's gonna be more cold. It's a beautiful places, but cold.
Run into those wild wolves we're talking about.
Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful views, but it's cold as fuck. you
Cold
know?
as hell, yeah.
10 inches of snow or something like that. No, but it's not. I mean, it is getting expensive here.
It's getting expensive. And speaking on subject, if for one reason or another, if they absolutely made you leave Colorado, like, all right, that's it, and you had to pick one spot outside of Denver, outside of Colorado, where you had to live, where would you go? Statewide.
Outside of Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you had to leave Denver, I mean, it could be another city here.
I will move to Pueblo. No, I'm just kidding. Pueblo is so horrible.
And that's terrible that we laughed, right? People in Pueblo are going to be like, what the fuck?
They know they're living in a horrible town. Fucking not even the snow wants to go there.
Yeah.
And the sun just goes there and trying to burn that town down. No,
Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not too bad. They have good restaurants, good Mexican restaurants.
I've heard that. I've heard their food is really good.
No, I don't know where I will move. I probably like some little bit warmer area. Yeah.
Like a beach climate, kind of.
Not that.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily beach, but
okay.
Something a little bit warmer. You know,
well, it's not bad.
A little bit warmer, Arizona. No,
any city in particular?
No, I don't know. Probably something around closer to California, maybe.
Okay.
You know, it seems like California is probably the place. I was.
It makes sense. You keep trying to send everybody over there. That would only make sense that you follow them.
I'll be over there with them.
I'll be right behind you.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't see myself moving right now.
Yeah.
You know, so, and if I do, it's probably because my blood pressure or some shit like that. The doctor will be like, "Yeah, you have to move a place more."
Yeah, I've heard asthmatics here in Colorado are told to move like to sea level if they could, to lower elevations to breathe a little better. And I mean, if you're local, like if you've lived here a while, you don't quite notice those kind of things, like the breathing thing, until you have family or people that come visit and they're like, "How the hell do you breathe out here?" You know?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah,
the struggle is real.
Yeah. So that would be the only other reason why we'll move. Otherwise, I love Colorado. This is my place, man. We have a beautiful. I mean, even if it's cold, I think we have a beautiful weather. You know, it's when it's hot, it's hot. When it's the spring, it's
right.
Average.
We get to enjoy every single season.
Yeah.
Not for shocking amounts of time, which is perfect. Yeah. Just enough to enjoy it and then move on.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking to answer that question I gave you, I would say San Diego. San Diego is one city that I've considered. Just the food, man. It's beautiful. The beach, everything is just so beautiful. And Atlanta, the nightlife, just young business people out there. It got me thinking, man. Without having to leave Colorado, just doing it by choice, I've considered Atlanta and I've considered San Diego.
Yeah, we went to Atlanta, and I didn't I didn't like it. I mean, to move, it was like, nah, it's too much for me. But to visit is cool. I know where Gabe will move. Gabe will be in Vegas.
Gabe in Vegas, man. That's a good point.
I'll move. I will visit Gabe over there. Yeah. He already know this good stuff.
I just want anywhere with no snow, man. Like, people don't know how lucky they are to not have snow, and like,
you got enough of the snow.
Yeah, I've had a lifetime enough of snow, and just fools are like, "Oh, I wish I could go." It's like, no, you don't.
If people could see Gabe right now, man, he literally has a scarf around his head. So believe him when he says it. What about you? Sorry, but what about you, Gabe? What city?
Just like I said, somewhere sunny. I don't know. I'd like California or something.
True. So it sounds like we're all headed to Cali.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably saying those cities because I don't know any other cities. If it's somebody kind of tells me a better city that's warmer and not necessarily has to be by the beach and not necessarily be in California, I probably will move there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I think that's the only one that comes to my mind right now. But
not bad.
Yeah. Vegas is fun, but I don't think Vegas is for living. It's like to be there like
Oh,
permanent.
it's for living. Living.
Live in
But
Las
only
Vegas.
for a couple days.
Yeah,
a 2 day lifespan is good enough for me in Vegas.
because every time I see it, and every time that we go over there, like the last time we went with Gabe to Vegas, and we had a blast and everything. But by Sunday, I was like, okay, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm broke, hangover.
And then there's nothing worse than those like hot heat hangovers.
Yeah.
So like having a hangover in Vegas sucks, man, because it's so hot. Like I guess all hangovers suck, but if I had to choose one, it'd be cold, probably laying in the tub with cold water hitting you. It's something, but like as far as you can from like heat and Vegas. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but Vegas was fun, right? Like Gabe likes Vegas. He knows all the good spots, where to find the good food, the good drinks,
Yeah.
and the sexy bitches. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the ones on the cards.
The ones on the card.
We were playing cards when we went.
No, it was funny. We were just collecting them. You know, it's funny on some. I swear it was like the same girl, same picture, like 3 different names and numbers. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
I was thinking about calling, tell him like, if you don't bring me the girl in the car, I'm not gonna pay for it. Yeah.
Like, there'll be some dude there to beat you up.
Right.
I know, huh? Yeah, that's another
It's
crazy
like
thing.
a part-time mobster's like, he said what? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him.
The first time you go to Vegas and you walk in on the strip, and then they're like, they're giving you those cards, and even like if you're walking, they're like, cocaine. Heroin, drugs. What do you want? You're like, what the fuck? it's kind of shocking. The first
A
time.
little culture shock. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, it's like, cool. I already know where to get the things. And you see the cars driving by with the big ass sign of girls.
Straight to your room.
Straight to your room. That's Vegas, man.
That's Vegas.
It's awesome place.
I think the only time I've felt like kind of like a culture shock that you guys are talking about or that you were mentioning is Tijuana. And it wasn't even a big deal, but in their little red light district, it was kind of like that. Like every other door, and not only are they like, "Hey, come in," they're literally like grabbing you, like, "Come in, we got deals, come in." So after a while, like, not only are you worried for your safety, but you're like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" But it's so fun and beautiful around there that you're like, you kind of get used to it. Kind of like Vegas. At some point, it just becomes part of the day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time we were in Vegas, remember we were so drunk that we just want to have one last drink, and we thought we were buying like a regular beer,
Yeah.
and we got some fucking big ass
Like
beer.
a 40-ounce beer, man.
It was literally a 40.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was
From a
huge
bar?
cup, dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
Those bar
yeah.
in they go towards the street. That you're like outside
Like those
basically.
outside ones.
Yeah.
They're just like a beer. Then he just gave us huge cups and stuff.
We didn't know what to do with it. It was like,
What
fuck
kind of
this.
beer was it?
I don't know.
How much was
Didn't
it?
matter. It was
It
we
didn't
had
matter,
enough,
yeah.
and it was a lot.
Well, think about it, we were drinking since like 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
all day long, we were having just drinks and after drinks, beers and after beers, and it was great. I think we need to go out again. We should do it. I should go, Levi, but we're not gonna drive. Just
Yeah, no driving,
no,
just flying.
just flying.
Okay.
There's no such a thing as driving. Wasting 10 hours of my life driving.
Hey man, don't dog on XM radio. don't dog on Sirius radio, the satellite radio.
A good company.
There's nothing wrong with the good road trip, man. Especially when you hate flying.
Not bad. No, not bad. I need a lot of. I need my time.
Yeah, your party time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that many chances to say and go by myself to Vegas,
You're right.
and I don't want to spend it like 10 hours in the car.
On the car, yeah.
so-
And you're getting less and less chances, man. Less and less chances when your beautiful boy's growing up.
Yeah. So see, To me, time is precious. So get my ticket and just fly.
You're almost getting to the point where those parents start convincing the wife to take certain trips with the family, like a quote unquote family trip, but you're planning it in your single side of your brain is like, let's do this.
Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. That shit is over. Like it's only when I know I can do it. Like I behaved so well through the whole year. You're like, here, I give you this big ass gift. Now then, a few months later, remember that good gift that I give you? Now I want to give for myself.
About that jewelry I gave you.
Tell a bunch of lies about that trip to Vegas so I can go. Gabe was my
cover.
Yeah, my cover.
Gabe
I mean,
cover.
I went with Gabe, but Gabe was like,
right.
I say the Gabe was paying for everything.
I'm curious to know what kind of stories you would come up with, man. If it came down to like convincing.
It was
somebody.
easy because a lot of the stories were kind of true because Gabe actually is a member of the MGM. So he had a bunch of Gabe has a bunch of discounts and like good stuff coming into towards him.
Okay.
So he was like, yeah, we can buy this and we'll get one for free or one for like half price. So I was like, cool. It's done because we won like 3 shows, I think, right? Yeah. So we didn't pay that much. We were in the box office one time. We were buying, I think, or we were getting our tickets, and we were listening to another personal conversation. They were just buying the regular price ticket.
Yeah,
they were like 100 and something. We only paid like 50.
Jesus.
Yeah, for like one ticket, we bought 2 tickets.
Wow.
That guy was paid for the same show and probably a better seat.
Yeah. So at that point, it sounds like you're right. You wouldn't have to convince too much.
Yeah. So man, it wasn't like a big lie. The only thing I think it was my trip, the plane tickets. That was the only one. Yeah, because the hotel too, he got some for cheap.
Okay.
And so the plane tickets were.
And it was like fight weekend too, so it was like kind of
expensive. Who was fighting?
Conor McGregor with Khalid Mahib, the one that Conor McGregor lost.
Gotcha.
So we didn't watch the fight. We're probably one of the few people in Vegas that didn't give a shit about the fight.
I'm probably one of the few in Colorado that doesn't give a crap about. I'm not a big UFC guy, man.
I do love a UFC, but I didn't. I was in Vegas, so I didn't have tickets for the fight, so
there was no point in being a fan. If you can't see it.
Fuck it, I was just having food and drinking, and remember going in the Uber,
right?
And they were like trying to talk about the fight, and like, do you guys watch the fight? And I'm like, no idea. Really? I'm like, yeah, no.
Was there circuits in Vegas that have always been curious? So like, if you don't get to go inside to watch the game or watch the fight, is there like pay-per-view bars in the strip or something where you could watch a fight?
Yeah.
That's not bad. But that's kind of like putting salt on the wound, right? You're like a block away and you're in front of a TV screen.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's something you could have done back home, like if you just went to a bar or something.
Right.
Yeah. Well, how long are we here for already?
109.
An hour?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That was a good conversation, man. That went quick.
An hour fly. Yep. Well, I gotta go. I gotta start.
we gotta call it a night.
Yeah, I'm fucking sick, and I don't know how I'm still here. Like trying to hold my mocos inside of me.
Hold it all in. But for being sick, you had a pretty good session. I mean, maybe you should get sick more often.
I know, huh? I got some fucking medicine, so I'm probably a little bit high too. So
you're sick. Gabe is wearing a scarf. I feel left out, man. Maybe I should catch a cold or something.
The sick podcast. Oh yeah, it's around my house, so I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I start feeling my bones start hurting. Like you're like, what's that runny nose coming out? It's not gonna be in camera. I don't want to be in camera. So.
Right.
All right. Well, it was great. It was good. Thank you for coming.
All right, guys. Gabe, thanks for stopping by. Chris, it's been good. We had a good one.
Yeah. So, where they can find us?
Social media, Facebook and Instagram at the Concoction Podcast, Twitter, the Concoction One, and obviously YouTube, the Concoction Podcast. And I think
Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes,
audio,
Concoction
Podcast. Yeah.
The audio will be tomorrow. The video will be in a weekend. So you guys can see it. Hopefully you can follow us on the social media and subscribe, share, like,
Share, like,
all the good stuff.
Very helpful. Yeah.
Everything helps. I'll see you guys next week.
Together.